Hello everyone, hello everybody, all my friends, all my followers. This is Jean Bastille with AWC Home Care. Today I happen to be in a different city. I'm not in Georgia today, but I am in Orlando. I'm in Orlando, Florida, but I still continue to provide my education as usual. Again, I'm part of AWC Home Care. AWC Home Care is that home care company that provides sitter and CNAs. It is the home care company that provides from 4 hours of light housekeeping to 24 hours of heavy duty care. This is this home care company that actually provides free and home evaluation. Our number is 678-696-9905. Or you can visit our website at awchomecare.com. Now today we're going to talk about a very important topic. A topic that several people who call me, who talk to me, they think this is an interesting topic that we should talk about. We're going to talk about aspiration. Hey, aspiration is an extremely important topic because aspiration happens in many of our seniors, especially the ones with issue with swallowing. Aspiration can also cause a lot of complications, such as aspiration can cause you to get pneumonia. Aspiration can cause you to be hospitalized for days, to be taking some type of antibiotics. Aspiration can actually cause death if you don't take good care of it. And if it continuously happens, then this is a very important, very big issue. And now, mainly we're focusing on aspiration of food or medications. What is aspiration? Well, aspiration is a process of, it's a process in which somebody actually, instead of getting the food to go in their stomach, the food goes in their lungs. Okay? This is really what aspiration is. This is the same thing that happens to you if you remember when you had this very important date. You went there to that restaurant, you like the person, you're having a good time, and it goes through the wrong pipe, you're drinking some water, you got choked, and you feel so embarrassed. Okay? So this is the same thing. Now the only difference is now we're talking about people eating food and it's continuously happening. What happened, the reason you choke, it's because there is that sensory mechanism that your lungs has to clean out any debris that is trying to get into the lungs. So this is exactly the reason why you choke. And some of our seniors, the choke reflex, not that choke reflex, but the process for the lung to clear itself is not as efficient. So if it is not as efficient, then it causes them to aspirate. It means it causes them to choke. It causes the food to go to the wrong pipe. It causes the food to go to the wrong pipe. It causes the food to go in their lungs and that cause a lot of problems. Thinking about having pieces of chicken in your lungs. Thinking about having mac and cheese in your lungs. This can cause you a lot of problems. So this is the reason why we need to talk about how to prevent aspiration. How do we prevent aspiration? How do we help our lovely seniors? How do we help them from aspirating? This is extremely important. We have to think about that. Well, what do we do? There are a few things that we can do to help prevent aspirations. If you know you have a senior person who has issue with swallowing, they have issue, a lot of time they get choked and all that stuff. So there are a lot of things you can do to help them with the aspiration, okay? So a few things you can do. You can actually help them by making sure you sit them up all the time. Not just sometimes, but all the time. Sit them up, at least 30 degrees up. This is extremely important because this is what will help them from aspirating. So you want to sit them up all the time, especially when they are eating. When you eat, if you're feeding grandma, you're feeding your older friend, and you know they have issue with swallowing, you want to make sure you keep them up. You keep them up, because if you don't keep them up, guess what's going to happen? The food will go to the womb pipe. Remember, even yourself, when you're eating something, what do? You sit up. Sometimes you may try to eat it while you're not sitting up. However, a lot of the time it feels very uncomfortable and you almost choke. That's what happened. So that's why we have to sit our seniors up. Okay, we sit them up when we are feeding them. Now, some people may think it is a very easy process of feeding a senior. However, it is not as easy because it is very time consuming. Do you have any children? Do you have little kids that you have to feed? This is exactly what happens when you're feeding an elderly person that is having swallowing issues. You have to take your time. You see how your 1, 2-year-old, when you're feeding them, you see how you try your best to make sure that when you feed them, they don't choke. You make sure you give them little pieces. You give them time to swallow what you give them. It's the same thing you do for the seniors. So when you're feeding the seniors, you want to make sure you keep them up, and you want to make sure you take your time. If it's your parents, feel good about taking your time to feed them, because they did the same thing for you. If they are not your parent, you can also feel good about doing it, because there is a parent that did it for you, and that's why you're here today. So it's very important. I know sometimes people are in a hurry, people have a lot of things going on, but it is extremely important that you take your time when you are feeding a senior who is having swallowing problems. Because if you don't do that, guess what? The food has a very high chance of going into their lungs. It causes them at very high risk for a lot of lung infections, such as pneumonia, aspiration pneumonia. We don't want them to have that. So, this is one thing I want you to do when you're feeding them. If say you're feeding them, saying you're doing pancake, well, you want to cut it into little pieces. I want you to put you in mom's mode when you are feeding your parents or your grandparents who are at risk for aspiration. I want you to think as if you were feeding your little children, because this is exactly what it is. I want you to think that way, because when you're feeding those people, they are having very high risk for aspirating the food. Don't be pushing in and say, oh, you know what, Grandma, you need to eat this food because I'm in a hurry, I gotta go. But you know, you have to take your time. And again, when we are taking care of our parents, we are taking this hat of being a parent to them now, because they get older, they need our help. So I want you guys to take the time to feed them. The other thing you want to do, besides number one, we say you need to sit them up at least 30 degrees, okay? And what I'm talking here, I'm also talking for people who work in the hospital too. So, I mean, I know that everybody should be trained about this, but just in case, if you are not trained about it, I'm also talking about you as well. So you sit them up at least 30 degrees at a 30-degree angle. Then you make sure you take your time when you're feeding them. Means you give them a little bite at a time. Don't try to, you know, shovel so much food in their mouth at one time. And the other thing you do, you make sure that you look at their mouth, check their mouth, make sure that they do not have food particles left in their mouth, because that happens a lot. Sometimes it stays under their tongue and their cheek. You want to check all those areas, because if food stays there, guess what? Yes, you fed them. Yes, they didn't choke. Yes, you didn't see that they were aspirating, but later on they can aspirate the rest of that food that was left there. So this is why it is extremely important that you make sure that you check their mouth to make sure no extra food is left there. And then the last thing you want to do, you want to make sure you provide Okay. You want to make sure that you clean them out, you brush their teeth, you remove every food that exists. Every time you feed a senior, every time you feed an elderly person who can't feed themselves, you want to make sure you clean their mouth. Do it like you would want somebody to do it for you. Okay, clean their mouth, clean their teeth, make sure they don't have food particles. Also, you want to make sure their denture is well fitted. Again, please, don't be in a hurry. Take your time to do this. Take your time to do this. Do it with love. Because again, if this person is not your mom, you did have a mom or you did have a dad who actually helped you in the past. When you were a little child, they helped you. They helped feeding you. So I want you guys, when you're doing it, think about your parents who did that for you when you were a small child. They did it for you. So again, as I always say here, I know people will say it's redundant, but I'm gonna continue to say it. Those seniors that we're helping, we owe them this. This is not a favor that we're doing them. And this is what this is the reason why we'll continue to do what we're doing. We'll continue to support our seniors. We'll continue to bring as many educations as possible. As I told you guys, right now I am not even in Georgia. I'm in Orlando. But I did my best to still provide those education because I care for those people. I care for them. When I see any senior, I see my mom. And when I look at them, I see my mom. I see me who had somebody who took care of me. I see my dad. That's what I see. So I want you guys to think the same way, because if you think the same way, imagine what a quality of life a senior would have. Imagine how those seniors would not be marginalized in the house, in the home. Sometimes they look at it, oh, grandma is old and that's it. No, we don't do that. We have to take care of them. We have to respect them. We have to show them that we love them. We have to show them that we understand they helped us in the past. We have to make them feel that we know it is about time for us to help them, you know? So again, I am gonna continue to use every power that I have to spread this message that we have to take care of our senior. We have to take care of our parents. I'm not gonna stay for much longer because I mean, you know, whenever I start talking about senior, I have goosebumps. I'm really excited. So there are so many things you feel like you should be saying, but I don't want to be making this video too long. So this is gonna be the end of this video, but I want you guys to continue to like my videos, to continue to share them. You can follow us on YouTube, AWC Home Care. You can also follow us on Twitter, on Instagram. We are on all the social medias, on Facebook, obviously. So you can follow us, follow what we're doing, help us, send us ideas, tell other people about what we do. Again, I am with AWC Home Care. This is a home care company in Atlanta, Georgia. What we do private sitting and CNA. Our job is to keep as many seniors in their home. We believe that you should stay at home unless it is necessarily there's no way you can make it at home. Otherwise, we do our best to keep you at home. We actually provide free care for many of our seniors who are not able to afford paying for the care. So I want you guys to give us a call so we can come in for a free evaluation. If you know somebody who may need our help, let them call us. They call, when we come in, it doesn't cost them anything, so at least you can help them by telling them that you know a company that provides sitters and CNAs, you know a company who can provide light housekeeping, meal preparation, and things like that. So guys, thank you very, very much for watching this video. If you will be watching it later, if you are not watching me live, I want you guys to share it so other people can get the opportunity to learn this message. Today, again, I'm gonna do a little recap. We talk about senior, we talk about risk for aspiration. Sometimes we call that silent aspiration actually. And we talk about the main tips of preventing aspiration, such as sitting that person up in a 30-degree angle while you're feeding them, or 2 hours, 1 to 2 hours after feeding. You wanna make sure you take your time, give them a little bit of the time. Don't try to put too much in their mouth. You want to inspect the mouth, make sure no more food is left in there, and then you want to make sure you provide proper oral care. Again, this is Jean Bastilla with AWC Home Care. Give us a call, 678-696-9905. Thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope to catch up with you guys later. Thank you.